All right, I'm going to call to order this work session for the Monroe County Board of Commissioners. It's Thursday, March 13th. First item, ordinance 2025-09, amending the Monroe County Code, Chapter 270.
Good morning. So this ordinance requests that Monroe County Code section or Chapter 270 is amended to add Section 270-81, which would create a Monroe County Council donation fund. This fund would be specifically used to support the Sophia Travis Grant program, and the need arose to create a donation fund because the community foundation had received donations in honor of Cheryl Munson, and they need to be able to give us that money, and we need to have somewhere to put it.
Is this something you wanted us to vote on today, or can we do this in a couple weeks?
I think in discussing it with Mr. Cockrell, our hopes was that we could get a vote today and then we would ratify it at the next commissioners meeting. Because I think the Community Foundation is waiting to send us the funds.
Got it. Can you talk through the limitations on how the fund will be used?
So the ordinance specifies that it's a non-reverting fund. It will be separated from all other funds from Monroe County, and that the specific use is to support the Sophia Travis Community Service Grant Program. So the way the program is set up is that there are 8, I believe, target areas that the fund can use to support, such as the need for food, public safety, and the council receives applications. They have a separate Sophia Travis Grant Committee who reviews those applications and then makes recommendations on how the funds are allocated.
Great, thank you. Because I know that wasn't how it was originally written, so I appreciate that was changed.
Correct. It was originally written with a more vague purpose, but during the council's meeting where they passed resolution 2025-09, they did narrow it down to specifically Sophia Travis.
Right. Thank you so much. All right. None of my colleagues have questions or anything?
It's just really good to know that this is happening, and that Cheryl will be remembered in this way, and that it'll strengthen the Sophia Travis Fund.
No, thank you. This is a really worthwhile purpose, and I'm delighted to know that, again, it's going to strengthen Sophia Travis.
I hope that this becomes a supplement to a typical council appropriation rather than supplanting something else. So I'm hopeful that the council will continue to do the right thing, and it really was something that she really picked up the mantle of this program in her time on the council, and really brought the community into the process, and made some significant, as a result of this, helped make some significant changes in our community. So it's a great way to remember her. Really.
It was actually Council Member Munson who started the special committee to look at all of these about 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-09.
I second.
All right, we have a motion and we have a second. Any public comment on this item? So this will come back on our agenda on the 27th of March for ratification. Comment. All those in favor of approving ordinance 2025-09 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cockrell.
Yes, I'm also asking for you to approve resolution 2025-15, and I don't know if bringing it back for ratification is the right call, or if you would prefer that at your next meeting during department update, I just update you on what's happened. basically what this does is it'll authorize the execution of some deeds and related documents, sales disclosures, the biggest one there, for our transfer of the convention center properties to the CIB. This resolution goes through the history of, we purchased them for convention center expansion, and then the CIB was formed, and includes language from our interlocal that says the CIB is to request property from the county, and then the county is going to talk to them and transfer it to them. What these two deeds that are the attachments represent are where the current convention center sits right now, and the property to the east of 3rd Street, kind of where Napa Building is, and that area. And that is done at the request of I spoke with Jim Whitlatch, who is the attorney for the CIB. When this goes to, these are the properties that are going to go to the city for the building corporation for the bonding. It is anticipated that the convention center property will come back earlier to the CIB than those other properties. And it has to do with how the bond council's setting it up, and I'm not the bond council setting it up, so I don't know all the intricacies. It does not include, but each of those would be a separate deed to allow that transfer back to happen a little bit easier. It does not include the property west of the Beeline Trail that we own. That is still intended to go to the CIB, but Mr. Whitlatch had some questions on some of the deed restrictions. Like both of these deeds have restrictions that basically make sure it's used for convention center purposes, which includes a hotel. And he was questioning whether we could change that for the other. This transaction has gone through the county council for approval because it's over $1,000. If we were to make that change in these deeds, it would not comply with what the county council approved at the time. So I told him if we're going to change that, we have to go through that whole process again. So, and he was understanding, but since those aren't part of what's going to the city for the bonding, we've got a little bit more time on that. So this request is to approve, and I'm just going to read the now therefore, so it's clear. It's the Monroe County Board of Commissioners approves the execution and deliverance of any and all documents necessary to approve the deeds shown in Exhibits 1 and 2, including any changes to those deeds that are seen as advantageous to the project, and authorizes officers of the county, including the president of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, to take any and all actions necessary to ratify, approve, or finalize the transaction, essentially giving the president the authority to sign the deeds and the sales disclosure.
Comments?
Looks like an expeditious way of handling this.
I think the issue is that the CIB's meeting's on the 26th and your meeting's on the 27th. So we want, I still want them to review the kind of final version of the deed before we have it signed.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution 2025-15.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any public comment on this item? You raise your hand on Teams or come to the podium. None. All those in favor of approving resolution 2025-15 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. And Leanne, if you could just, when we meet next, to come back and give us an update.
And I'll be at the next meeting, so not a problem.
We have another item to add to our work session agenda. Mr. Schilling. It's Attorney Day.
Thank you very much, Dave Schilling from the Legal Department. And this request relates to 3 proposed rezonings, REZ 25-1 through 3. And under state law, once a rezoning is proposed, the Plan Commission is required to hold a public hearing within 60 days. It's not entirely clear when these rezonings were proposed. It may have been December 18th. It may have been at the end of January. And so if it were December 28th, we're without the this 60-day period, if it were at the end of January, were within, because these have been scheduled for hearing on March 18th. So the request today is to have the commissioners reinitiate that their rezoning requests and to accept the March 18th hearing date for those requests, essentially waiving the 60-day requirement, which is designed for the petitioner's benefit, and in this case.
Great. Thank you so much, and thanks for paying attention to this. I'm going to make a motion to reinstate the request for the rezone from high-density residential to residential 1, REZ 25-1, REZ 25-2, REZ 25-3, and to accept the Plan Commission's hearing date of March 18th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I think it would be helpful to hear what, in case the public is interested. So just to confirm, this is for basically the 60-day period would be for the commissioner's benefit here. And since the petitioners, there is essentially no one harmed but the commissioners, essentially there is no legal grounds on which anyone would have to contest the extension of the 60-day period besides the commissioners.
I agree with that. The statute seems to be designed to move the process along for the benefit of the petitioner, in this case, the commissioners, and this would express an intent to waive that requirement. But thinking of any of the landowners who might want to appear and talk about this, this actually gives them additional time to organize and prepare responses. So I just don't see any harm whatsoever from taking this action.
The good news is that the community where this rezone has been proposed everyone's received letters and has the opportunity, of course, to attend and speak at the public meeting, the public hearing, and that is Tuesday, March 18th, 5:30 p.m. here at Nat U Hill Room, but you can also join via Teams, just if anybody's.
And the county is required to give 10 days notice of the hearing. The hearing notices went out at the end of January, so they've had a long notice period.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's kind of big. And just so you all both know, the reason that it's 3 rezone numbers is because the parcel list was too long for our program, so the list got split into 2. Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, all right. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on Teams. Come to the podium. All right. Seeing none, all those in favor of reinstating the request for rezones and accepting the Plan Commission hearing on March 18th signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, sir. Anything else from staff? Good to the order. Another attorney maybe wants to come up and talk to us. Okay. All right. It's Attorney Day.
Attorney Day.
Yeah, call Justin, would you? We miss him. All right. Excellent. Thank you all so much. Our next regular meeting of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners is Thursday, March 27th. And with that, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.